This tutorial is how to create a page in WordPress. Creating a page in WordPress is not too much different from creating a post in WordPress. The difference is the pages are more of a static feature on sites and are not normally something that are accompanied with comments. So, for example, a lot of times theme templates don't come with the comment ability, but there are a few themes that actually do. But in the case of this scenario through this tutorial, we're actually going to assume that this theme does not have the ability to create comments, and that this is actually considered more of a static page. And I would urge you to make that actual difference between the post and the page, because later on, because of after WordPress 3.0, and it is version 3.0, you have the ability to create custom post types, which are making different types of pages or posts outside the default system of WordPress. For example, this would be good for like portfolios and such. Anyhow, let's get back to the topic on creating a page in WordPress. So what we're going to do is go to the dashboard, and we're going to go to the section called Pages. So by default, WordPress actually does come with one default page, and it is kind of a good example, but it's just kind of there, you know. So and usually the default page, I apologize, is the About page. And as you can see, I have a few other pages, but from a previous tutorial, but usually the About page is a default page, and it's filled with like little filler text just to get you going. And I would usually say to keep that page because you can actually adapt it with your own content. And it actually is something that I recommend for every website, because you do need an About page so that people know the purpose of your website. And so, just in case, if anybody's watched the Create a Post in WordPress, the actual Create a Page in WordPress is not different. As you can see, the menu here. The difference is that the post has the categories and tags. The pages, they only have all pages and add new. Okay, so you really don't need to have any tags or any featured thumbnails. I mean, you could have a featured thumbnail for your pages, and it could show up like if you wanted to share it and have it have like a code snippet in your functions PHP file. That's for a different tutorial. Say like you want to share it on Facebook or something, and you have that a certain code snippet that allows you to share a page, and it shows that little thumbnail image, which thumbnail is a small image that is representative of a certain page. So if you share it on Facebook, that page will come with that thumbnail. So anyhow, you know, you can still have that. That's great. But for this instance, we're going to add a page, so you can either go to the main menu, or since in the dashboard I've already surpassed that, it does have an add new just like post. You can either add there or add in the drop down the accordion menu, or up here on this little button. You can add new there. And so we come to the add new page, and it's not different. Sorry, there was a a slight cache from another page, earlier tutorial on the page on the posts. But in adding a new page, the screen is really not different from the posts. So you have your title, so you have just another page, and you can have your content here. Add another post, content here. So of course, like this is in the visual mode. So again, if you haven't, in the case that you did not see the create a post video and the page video, I'll just go over some of the icons and everything. You have bold. You make a word bold, or not bold, whichever. Italic, cross through or strike through, as most people would say. And like you see here, when I hover over it, it says unordered, like unordered list underneath it, and it gives you actually a short code, Alt Shift and U. So this is unordered list, this is order list, block quote, left align, center, right align, hyperlink if you want to link a post or edit it or unlink. If you want people to read more, then you can select it. You can actually go to like maybe a paragraph and then put, click on here, and then on the main post it would actually, when people go to it, they would click on it to read more, to go to a new page. It's kind of like a page break in a way. And then you have spell check. You also have full screen, which is pretty cool for those who just don't want any of the other attributes. And for example, it might actually be good for people in iPads or smaller browsers, because it just kind of gives just more freedom, and just when you just really don't have much space to work with, especially on your screen. So in the case, we have the title, and here's the content, and you could go up here to exit full screen. You have also the tiny MCE buttons to format your screen. In the case that you decide that that's not for you, you can just click on there to exit, and then you go back. You can also hide, click on this icon to hide. You can also format. There's different types of formatting for paragraph, address, pre-formatted, and all your headings, heading 1 through 6, and just those are more to organize your content, especially for search engines, to let them know the importance of certain points. So heading 1 would definitely be a major point, and then it goes, the importance goes, as goes down as the number gets greater. And you can also underline your text. Align full is more of a justify. So some people, especially like maybe English majors, when they see align full, they're like, what is that? That's justify. You can actually make text a different color. Now, just in case you actually already by default have a certain color scheme set up, this may or may not work. And sometimes it doesn't really work very well in the visual editor. As you can see, there's a couple tabs here. Visual editor is more of a what you see is what you get. So as you type here, you can see that goes center and goes right. However, if you go to HTML, it doesn't have that ability. You actually have to say it align center or align something. You have to, you have to be more code savvy for the HTML, and that's really what that option is for. The next thing is you can paste from plain text like Notepad, and then another thing is paste from Word. I would recommend, if you actually write a post first in Microsoft Word, that you can copy there and then come into the WordPress backend. Doesn't matter whether it's post or page, because you have the same option in both. That actually you click on this icon to paste, and rather than automatically put your icon on the screen, click and say Control V, Control. You could, you don't want to lose that formatting, because Well, it might actually look like it's formatted here in the screen in the visual editor, but once it publishes, because somehow in the if you actually look when you go over to the HTML editor, it actually inserts from the Microsoft Office a certain, or Microsoft Word, I should say, I apologize, that you actually get like extra code that you don't need, and that actually starts looking kind of strange on your front page. So you definitely want to use that. Another thing is you can use formatting. Say you do paste automatically, you can remove formatting from there, and then you can start over. And then inserting symbols. If you have a word that has an accent or something on it, and you're not sure what the axes, which I mean is ASCII, which is it's a custom symbol that is outside the normal like English lettering, like whether you have an accent over the E or a tilde over an N, which is that little squid line over the N. That would be where you would click on this to insert that in case that you are not familiar with the actual code, or you don't have a keyboard that actually has that option. In other countries, they actually have that keyboard that actually has those special symbols. Now, you also have ability to outdent, which means making, like say if you already have something indented, you can make it go back, or you can actually make something indented, or you can undo something or redo something, or you can also click a help screen and it will actually give information for you. Now on the pages, it actually is different from the posts because it doesn't give you a category to choose. Now you can actually have your own hierarchy, where say you have a section, and say you have a section on graphics, like say you have free graphics, and say you have Facebook images, PNG, PSD, and each one of those are pages. But you want, instead of using the menu system and having it a certain way, you want to use hierarchy. So you want it to be like a subsection of say free graphics, and then PNG, PS, and then a PSD page, and such and such. You can actually put it under a certain parent page, and you can select it under this screen if you actually have a parent page for it. WordPress Essence has a menu system that you don't really have to do the hierarchy, but the option is there in case that you are a person that likes to be very organizational and keep things in certain groupings. Also with the pages, you can select a template. In the template for default word for WordPress, there's actually just a couple ones. There's a default and one column, no sidebar, but you can select those, and you can actually make your page a different style. You can also do this for posts too. It's a little more in depth, especially on theming, and I'm not going to go into this on theming, but I just wanted to let you know that this is good. Now the order, this is actually more on your menu system, because some people use the old menu system. After 3.0, you can actually, there's an actual whole section in your site under appearance, I'm just letting you know right here, in menus, that you can actually organize the order of your menu and everything. Now this is actually puts your page in a certain order. If you're actually using the older WP list pages function or PHP call. So if this actually might work for like hierarchy, but technically with like hierarchy ones, you probably want to let it do like the natural alphabetical order, which is what WordPress will do. This is how to create. Now, this is how to create a page. but you know, you do see that that you see that there's a status. Yes, you can have it in draft mode, and then you can say public, or say like for example, you have people who you want to sign up and they can only see certain pages. So you can actually install a plugin that actually have certain roles and allow them to see certain pages. So you can adjust the who sees the page, or you can make it password protected, just like in posts. And then you can also either publish it now or publish it later. Usually publishing a page is, you know, like even scheduling a page is not so much. You know, it's usually something more used for posts, but the ability there for actually scheduling a post and saying what month, day, year, and time is there, but it's not really necessary. So I'm just gonna go ahead and publish the page. And just like in creating a post, you will have a little alert telling you that the post has been published, or sorry, the page has been published. I get those a little mixed around sometimes. And you do have the ability to view the page to make sure that it looks right. And yes, even if you publish the page, you can go back and edit anytime you want. It's not set in stone. So just letting it load, and just a moment. I apologize, a little bit slow. As you can see in the yellow, it's highlighted. It says page publish, and like I said, you can view page, and that's how you create a page in WordPress.